What's up, guys? Time for yet another video. Trying to get the focus clutch to work right. If you haven't been watching my videos, the pedal is returning slowly. I've bled it a million times with a bunch of different methods. I've replaced the reservoir. I've replaced the master cylinder. That's not working, so last two things to try before dropping the trans are going to be the clutch lines. So I got this new OEM clutch line that also has the new bleeder tee on it. And then I figured while I'm down there, I'm just going to upgrade it and get a steel braided clutch line. And the point of this is it gets rid of this rubber part right here that expands, and it also adds increased fluid flow that doesn't have the fluid restrictor that this line does. I believe in one of these plastic pieces, which this was part of a recall that Ford added way early on whenever the rear motor mounts were not stiff enough, so they added this in there, and this should give me a lot better clutch feel. So I figured I'd throw that in there while I'm at it. But oh my gosh, that's a cicada going up against the light. Also, let me show you this that I found. I've had the garage open for maybe an hour and a half now. Can't really see it, but this spider just started building a web on attached to the wing on the Focus. And I videoed it for my Instagram like 10 minutes ago, and he was all the way out here. Now he's got like his whole web almost done. Looks like he's looking at me. I can't see if I switch it on to manual focus here and get you guys focused in on this little guy. Look at him. It's crazy. He's just going around there real quick, building his web. I've never seen a spider like this either. I shine my light on him, and he's like see-through. So, yeah, look at him. Sorry if you're grossed out by spiders. I don't know, I just find this kind of cool that he just... Whoa, his web's blowing in the wind. He just kind of showed up like that, but... Yep, anyways, maybe I'll have a spider expert in the comments that can tell me what's going on. Sorry for that minor delay. But yeah, gotta rip all this stuff out that I've done a million times already. So intake coming out, battery box coming out. I think I'm going to be able to leave the strut bar in, and I'm going to take off the cowl here, which I have cut 2 slits in so that I can get it out easily without having to take the wipers off, because I take it off so often. So I'm going to go ahead and rip all this stuff out of the way, and then we can dig into swapping the clutch line, and then we're going to have to bleed the clutch again for like the 1 gazillionth time this month. Alright, so got this plug removed. It is up in here like this. There's these 2 clips right here. You squeeze those, pull this out, and then it unlocks the clip, and you're able to just pull it all out. If you can't get it, you can use pliers, but after you get it out once, it's easier. Then you'll have to disconnect the clutch line, which is one of the things that Ford uses all the time. I'm gonna have to go into manual focus here to show you guys, but you can see right there, you can see there's fluid dripping off of it. A little metal clip that I have clipped down. That is from, actually I can show you on the new clutch line what it'll look like. It's one of these things right here, but it'll be on top, so you'll be able to get to these 2 metal prongs with a flathead screwdriver and push the clip out from the bottom, and then that unlocks the line to where you can get it out, and then all you gotta do is pull. And you can see here I have no rubber grommet on the end of this, which means the rubber grommet got stuck inside of there, so I'm going to have to pull that out with this. Sometimes it comes attached to this, sometimes it stays in there, but you don't want to have 2 grommets in there and have it leaking whenever you put the stainless steel line in. And then you've got this little clip here where this little rubber thing snaps into there, so you got to pull it out of that. And then there's another one right here. And then we have another one of those metal clip things right in here. You can see to get the bleeder tee out. So I am going to use a flathead and pop that out, and then we should be able to pull the whole line out. Okay, so the old line is off. As you can see, it's already partially disconnected. And then this would have been the old line here. I was just taking this off to steal one of these clips and like check it out. But the new line does not come with this hard line, but I took this hard line off. And then you have to be careful about the rubber grommet on the end of this. You want to save that. I am replacing the whole line with the clutch line, even though the ends here look different. I'm going to see if I can just go straight from the T to the master cylinder to eliminate as many issues as possible. So that's what I did. So that involved separating this piece off of the bleeder tee here, which I just popped out this little clip and then popped off the bleeder tee. Then I just popped the bleeder tee back into the stainless steel hose and then put this clip back on. And then I left, oh, I just shot that clip somewhere. I left the grommet on the end of here because the stainless steel one had 2 O-rings, so I'm assuming that's good enough for that. So I've got it put back in the car. Very easy. Just have the stainless steel line into the bleeder tee here, and then when you put the bleeder tee in, you just have to put the metal clip back in down there. Then I took off the little rubber thing there on the bleeder nipple because I'm about to bleed it soon, and then I just went straight from there straight into here. And then you just have to make sure to pop that clip up from the bottom that came out of the master cylinder, which I have my old master cylinder here. It goes in from the bottom up, so you have to push it down and then push it up. It's basically impossible to get in there with their fingers and do it. So I used some needle nose pliers, and then I grabbed the clip from the side, and then I went in there and shoved it in on the side, and then used a flathead screwdriver to get it pushed all the way up, and it's clamped down on the line. And now the line is totally tight. So that is how you install a Clutch Masters or any brand Focus ST stainless steel braided clutch line. So this should get better clutch feel, more fluid movement, quicker, and I'm really hoping that at the same time it fixes my leak issue or slow pedal returning issue I was having, which I think could have been an air leak. And if this doesn't fix it, I can check the master cylinder, the brake master cylinder, or after that it is the transmission has to come back out again and it'll be a slave cylinder issue. So I am praying that this fixes it, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the bleeding. I have a power bleeder there, which I'm going to use, which I think should be the best method, and I'll get to bleeding, and then hopefully that solves the issue. Alright, so I got the clutch bled and everything all buttoned back up, and it looks like this clutch line has fixed my issue. My clutch now comes out quick and doesn't come up really slowly like it was. So I guess somewhere in the OEM line or bleeder tee I had a really small leak. But if you're curious on how to bleed a Focus ST clutch, I just made a little short on that, so I can link that in the description so that you can see the best way to bleed a Focus ST clutch. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I do recommend the steel braided clutch line because it should get me a little bit more feel if I'm guessing right, and that's also what other people have told me, and it moves more fluid faster, so your pedal will return faster, which is better for launches and stuff like that, which will be easier on your clutch. So not a bad mod to install, especially if you're already in there doing something else like I was. So that's pretty much it for this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Nickjoenap, and I will see you in the next video.